It's time now for This Week in Rock and Roll History, brought to you by Tom Tayback. Take a moment to stroll with us down memory lane to the good old days, those rock and roll gold days.
Hi, everybody. Tom Tayback here. Happy to be your tour guide going back to the good old days of soda shops and sock hops in the gym. Let's begin with some Gladys Knight history. This week in 1952, 8-year-old Gladys Knight won $2,000 on television's Tayback Amateur Hour. She sang a song appropriately titled Too Young. She would be signed to a label and record her first record 5 years later. 1954, Sun Records owner Sam Phillips takes an Elvis Presley acetate of That's All Right to DJ Dewey Phillips at a Memphis radio station. He played it at around 9:30 that evening, and the phone lines were flooded with requests for more. It was just a start. 2 days later, Elvis quits his job for the Crown Electric Company and signs a contract with Sun Records. 1 year later, the same week in 1955, Baby Let's Play House becomes Elvis's first national hit when it cracks Billboard's top 10. This week in 1957, Alan Freed's TV show The Big Beat debuts on ABC. The first featured artists included the Everly Brothers, Frankie Lyman, Buddy Knox, and Connie Francis. 1959, Paul Anka sits at the top of the Billboard's Hot 100 list with Lonely Boy. He would also sing this song in the upcoming movie Girls Town, which he starred in with Maybe Van Doren and Mel Torme. This week in 1960, the novelty song Alley Oop sits at number 1 on the charts. It's credited to a fictitious group called the Hollywood Argyles. I say fictitious because the song was actually sung by Gary Paxton, who was the latter half of Skip and Flip, still under contract to Brent Records. Paxton made up the name Hollywood Argyles to avoid a dispute and had to put a band together when the record became a hit. Also this week in 1960, Hank Ballard and the Midnighters became the first group to place 3 records in the Billboard Hot 100 at the same time with Finger Poppin' Time, Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go, and The Twist. That's right, The Twist was already a hit before Chubby Checker got a hold of it. This week in 1961, we find that Bobby Lewis has the number 1 single with Tossin' and Turnin', and it'll stay there for 7 weeks. 1962, the Rolling Stones play their first concert at the Marquee Club in London. Bobby Vinton sits at the top of the charts with Roses Are Red. It was a song he found in the reject pile at Epic Records. The label was about to drop his band, and he convinced them to give him one more last chance as a solo artist. Roses Are Red sells over 1 million copies and becomes Epic's first gold record. Let's go to 1963. Elvis begins filming Viva Las Vegas with Anne Margaret. And lastly, this week in 1964, after being recorded in just 1 take, House of the Rising Sun by the Animals enters the charts on its way to number 1. To promote the group, disc jockeys were sent boxes of animal crackers wrapped with special promotional materials. Now that's rock and roll.
If this is your kind of music, you'll love my Rock and Roll Showcase, featuring trivia and stories about the rock and roll stars along with their charted hit singles at Podomatic.com or on YouTube. Podomatic.com or YouTube. Just search Tom Tayback. That's Tayback. Rock and roll is here to stay, baby.